What's up, guys? It's Twin
Soul
Soul Poets.
Poets.
We are your go-to couple for love and relationship advice
Dope spoken word poetry and uplifting content.
I'm dating somebody new. They
Oh.
seem really amazing. I'm kind of catching feelings,
Nice.
honestly. So I should probably emotionally detach now, right? Before it's too late.
We're noticing this huge trend and culture even that being emotionally detached when entering into the dating world is the way to go. And we are here to explore that because we have some different ideas on that philosophy.
The term catching feelings gets thrown around a lot, and it's pretty much always used in a negative context, right? Oh, you caught feelings. Oh, I'm catching feelings. Oh, what a loser. It's basically kind of dismissing this fact that we are emotional beings, every one of us, and whether we try to suppress those emotions, block them off, or not, they're always going to be there trying to tell us things, inform us. Does it really make sense to try to cut your heart off and only lead from your head? We got both for a reason.
A great question to ask yourself is, why do I feel the need to cut myself off emotionally, and how is that serving me? What we've noticed is a lot of people will do that to try to keep themselves safe, to try to keep themselves from getting hurt. But the truth is, when you're not opening yourself emotionally, and when you're not being vulnerable and have the courage to enter the dating world being your true self, you're not really getting to know each other. You're
Right.
getting to know presentations of each other, and
Right.
you're also not getting the opportunity to use the beautiful intuition that comes along with being emotionally open. Emotions include your intuition. So if you're following all this advice to be cut off and don't open up and don't catch feelings, you're also not catching the feelings that could intuitively let you know whether it's a good match or not.
Yeah, and you're kind of missing out on one of the best things about an intimate relationship is the freedom and the ability to just let go, relax, really be yourself, really be vulnerable and open and honest with somebody else, and have them have the space to do the same with you, and the amazing deep connections that happen from that.
Yes.
That's what love is, and isn't that what we're after when we're like dating someone? I mean, I don't know, maybe not everyone.
Right.
Maybe it's you're wanting to just have more of a fun thing, more
Sure.
of a surface level thing, and if that's what you're going for, that's fine. It's staying emotionally detached. It can be a good way to do that, I
But
guess.
a lot of the people who bring that up are people who actually want a relationship and are looking for love,
Yes.
and do it on a fear-based place. And
Yes.
we want to encourage you not to make those choices based out of fear. These choices should be made out of the excitement of creating the kind of love we talk about on our channel, which is deep, soulful love. And we're speaking from experience because we shared ourselves emotionally right from the beginning.
It worked out pretty well, didn't it?
And pretty much the moment that we met, we were opening up to each other, and that's what created this awesome connection, this deep intimacy, sharing the challenges and the amazing things that we have been going through in an open way, and not trying to save certain parts of ourselves until they earn that. And that it's more the parts that you earn is the integrity of the other person being willing to open up as well. It's like, okay, this person is integrity and is vulnerable enough and is brave enough to be open and real with me. And isn't that what you really want? It's like not playing games, not playing this game just so that nobody gets hurt or so that you can keep yourself in this safe place, but it's having that courage to dive in.
It does take courage. It does take trust, because doing this, opening your heart, opening your chest, is a vulnerable experience. But like Ingrid said, if now you're making the choice to wall off your heart and put all this armor on anytime you're walking into the dating world, you're really kind of, sure, maybe protecting yourself from getting hurt again, but you're also kind of blocking yourself from even experiencing any of the joys of intimacy at the same time.
And those habits will follow you right into the relationship, even if you do commit to each other. Old habits die hard. So if you're used to being emotionally cut off, it's very likely that you can enter into a relationship with someone and still not feel that you're really connecting, and wonder, why can't I connect to this person? Why isn't he being open with me? Why isn't she being honest? Because you set the precedent early on that you weren't going to connect in a deep way. And that becomes problems in relationships. That becomes, those communication issues.
Yeah.
That creates more problems down the road. So if you get into the habit of sharing yourself, of being proud to share your heart with people, and doing so with boundaries. Of course, we're not saying trying to avoid red flags. And that's another important thing to notice. Hamilton said something earlier that I loved. We have a heart and a head for a reason. So it's not the advice of don't follow your heart, just follow your head, or only pay attention to your head. It's getting in alignment with both. Using your common sense. If something feels off, it probably is. If someone's doing something that looks like a red flag, it's a red flag, and trust that. But also know when you're coming from a place of fear or from a place of, trying to protect yourself. Resentment
from
past
things.
experiences. Exactly. So finding that balance is really important. So listen to your head and your heart and let them work together. That's why they're both there for.
You don't want to be entering into a new relationship, a clean slate with somebody new, carrying all of this resentment and resenting them for something that they haven't even done yet.
Yeah.
You're resenting them for something that an old partner has done. Setting yourself up to expect them to do the same, it's going to be pretty hard to build anything sustainable with that person if you're already expecting them to kind of be a jerk.
Yeah.
It's like, why even bother? There are a lot of people giving the advice to not open up emotionally until the person you're dating has earned that in some way. They got to do this, this, and this. And you might be waiting a long time, because how can you expect someone to offer you something that you're not offering yourself? If you're staying guarded and blocked off, the other person is not going to be very trusting of you either, and you're just creating this feedback loop of distrust. Whereas you could open up and trust and offer your vulnerability first, which is a permission slip for the other person, and an invitation to do the same.
Absolutely. And I will say that use your own discretion. I'm not saying that you need to go and share all your deepest, darkest secrets with somebody. It just means that the willingness to communicate clearly your needs. And one of the biggest things that we believe about this is that if you're clear from the beginning that you have the desire for a committed relationship, that'll get rid of a lot of this right there. There are plenty of people who are interested, just like you are, in cultivating and manifesting true love with someone and a committed relationship. So if you're clear with that from the beginning, and we speak about this in a lot of our videos, being clear with the people that you're dating, being clear on your dating profiles if you're into that, being clear when you speak to people about wanting to manifest love, of the kind of love that you want, is going to help you from even having to worry about cutting yourself off emotionally, because you'll know that the people you're dealing with have the same interests, have the same intentions, and that's going to get rid of a lot of the worry about that right there.
And maybe sometimes we don't know what emotional availability even looks like. So what does that look like? Could be, I really like spending time with you. When we're together, I feel really good. I'd like to spend more time with you. I'd like to hang out more. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You're not giving some person a gun to just emotionally slay you by expressing that you genuinely like being around them. You know, it's not weak. It's not stupid. It's not reckless. It's just real.
Yeah, I love that. When I noticed you were pulling away from me, it made me feel sad. It made me feel hurt, because I enjoy spending time with you. I enjoy investing with you. And it's important to me that we have clear communication about what our needs are together. The opposite of cutting yourself off looks like advocating for yourself, letting people know when you're hurt, letting people know what your needs are. That's how you build a really great relationship, because I guarantee you a lot of these people who are cutting themselves off from others emotionally, even if they do end up getting a relationship, even if they do end up being committed to each other, it's not connecting deeply. They're having a lot of challenges, I guarantee you, because the foundation that you build things on from date number one, guys, dictates the way that your relationship will unfold. The habits that you begin with will follow you throughout the relationship. And to undo those habits takes a lot of consciousness and a lot of intent and a lot of communication together. It's not that you're not going to everyone's going to hit bumps and challenges in the road, but the way you set yourself up, the way you show up to the table, that's what's important. It's not about cutting things off. It's about getting in touch with yourself. It's about being clear about what your needs are. It's about loving yourself enough to say, I deserve to be able to be myself. When I'm around the person that I love, I deserve to take care of myself and treat myself and that other person with respect.
Which feels so much better anyway. It might feel like you're protecting yourself by emotionally detaching, but it is actually much better protection to build patterns of being in integrity, honesty, clear communication, because you are shedding old patterns of fear-based resentment and distrust and stepping into an empowered state of being of self-love. Which, wow, you're pretty much invincible at that point, right?
Boom. Have you ever cut yourself off emotionally when you were dating or in a relationship? Let us know in the comments, and let us know if this video gave you a new perspective.
Book a love coaching session with us on the link below at twinsoulpoets.com. We can help you with deeper guidance on how to remain emotionally open and what all the benefits, the juicy benefits of that are. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel for more content on how to create deep, soulful relationships in your life. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.